ดิฉันชาวรักอย่างเจริญนนท์
สวัสดีค่ะดิฉันทะวันรัตน์เดลเลอร์ชัยกุลค่ะวันนี้ Now 26 มาเกาะติดบรรยากาศสดๆของพิธีเปิดการประชุมวันยังเวิลด์ 2015 ครั้งที่ 6 จัดขึ้นที่กรุงเทพมหานครนะคะบริเวณท้องสนามหลวงค่ะและนับว่าเป็นครั้งแรกด้วยนะคะที่พิธีการที่ไม่ใช่ราชพิธีจัดขึ้นที่ท้องสนามหลวงแห่งนี้คุณผู้ชมคะวันยังเวิลด์นี้เป็นเวทีการประชุมระดับโลกนะคะที่เปิดโอกาสให้ผู้นำคนรุ่นใหม่อายุระหว่าง 18-30 ปีได้มารวมตัวกันสร้างเสริมมิตรภาพระหว่างกันและก็ร่วมมือการแก้ไขปัญหาระดับโลกค่ะโดยที่ถ้าคุณผู้ชมมองไปที่ด้านหลังของดิฉันในขณะนี้นะคะจะเห็นได้ว่ามีกลุ่มผู้นำคนรุ่นใหม่อายุระหว่าง 18-30 ปีจำนวนกว่า 1,300 คนจาก 196 ประเทศมารวมตัวกันค่ะและนี่ก็นับได้ว่าเป็นคอนเซปต์นะคะการจัดพิธีในวันนี้จะอยู่ภายใต้คอนเซปต์ที่มีชื่อว่า Harmonic Diversity หรือว่าความหลากหลายอย่างกลมเกลียวค่ะ
ค่ะก่อนหน้านี้นะคะวันยังเวิลด์เคยจัดขึ้นในเมืองลอนดอนซิริกพิตสเบิร์กในสหรัฐอเมริกาโจฮันเนสเบิร์กและดับลินค่ะและในพิธีเปิดงานวันยังเวิลด์ในค่ำคืนนี้นะคะจะมีการกล่าวต้อนรับผู้ร่วมงานนะคะการเชิญธงสัญลักษณ์งานวันยังเวิลด์และการกล่าวประสัยโดยบุคคลสำคัญอย่างโคฟีอานันอดีตเลขาธิการสหประชาชาติหรือ UN ศาสตราจารย์ดรโมฮัมเหม็ดยูนุสเจ้าของรางวัลโนเบลในสาขาสันติภาพในปี 2549 ค่ะรวมไปด้วยกับเซอร์บ๊อบเกลดอฟค่ะนักร้องดังระดับตำนานของอังกฤษนะคะที่ทำงานการกุศลค่ะและมีอีกมากมายนะคะในเรื่องของกิจกรรมและการแสดงนะคะสำหรับการแสดงเวทีหรือว่าบนเวทีครั้งแรกนะคะจะเริ่มด้วยกับการแสดงเปิดชุด Bangkok Beat นะคะตามมาด้วยกับการแสดงประสานเสียง Children's Choir การแสดงกลองนานาชาติชุด Rhythms of Diversity และการแสดงพลุค่ะสำหรับคืนนี้นะคะก็จะมีคอนเสิร์ตนะคะจากวงดังๆเหมือนกันในประเทศไทยนะคะอย่างเช่น The Parkinson และก็ Below Down ค่ะ
แล้วตอนนี้การแสดงก็เริ่มต้นขึ้นอีกชุดหนึ่งแล้วนะคะเพื่อไม่ให้เป็นการเสียเวลาค่ะขอเรียนเชิญคุณผู้ชมไปรับชมการแสดงและพิธีเปิดตอนนี้ได้เลยค่ะ
Please welcome your host for this evening, Woody Malintachinda.
Sawadee krab. Good evening. One young world. Wow, the energy of the crowd tonight, huh? Now, my name is Woody Malintachinda. It is a privilege and an honor for me to be welcoming all of you here to my hometown, my country, Bangkok, Thailand, to One Young World 2015. Yeah! Now, in case if you don't know who I am, which probably 99.9% of you guys, I am a Thai television host. And how do you know if I'm truly Thai? Well, guys, with this heat and me still wearing a jacket, I am definitely Thai. So, are you guys hot? Do this. That's the Thai way. You're going to get used to the heat over the next few days. All right? But let me tell you, during this year, this is probably the coolest day of the year. All right? So applause to that, okay? This is the coldest day of 2015 in Thailand. Now, wasn't that a spectacular opening performance? The drummer boys, right? They represent the 4 different regions of Thailand, representing the diversity and uniqueness of Thai arts. We don't have an English name for that show just yet, so tonight I'm going to call it Drum and Bass. Would that be okay? Now, check out this venue, guys. Check out this venue. What an honor for us to be holding our opening ceremony right here with the Grand Palace in the back, right here at the Royal Grounds known as Sanam Luang. Now, before we get started, let me just run through some housekeeping notes, okay? Serious note. Now, in case of an emergency, let me repeat, in case of an emergency, the first thing you got to do, since this is the land of smiles, is smile, okay? Proceed to the nearest exit, nearest fire exit, smiling, okay? And then we're going to meet again outside, right behind you. The assembly point will be in the back, in the park in the back, okay? Now, I promise you, as a Thai, that will not happen tonight, okay? But in case if it does happen, I will be the first one outside standing there waiting for all of you in this blue jacket. Now, I'd like to start this evening in the proper proceedings, so please kindly stand for the anthem of the Kingdom of Thailand, which will be sung by the talented Pinta Atana Se Rikia.
Pratet ประเทศไทยรวมเลือดเนื้อชาติเชื้อไทยเป็นประชารัฐผ้าไทยของไทยทุกส่วนอยู่ดำรงคงไว้ได้ทั้งมวลด้วยไทยล้วนหมายรักสามัคคีไทยนี่รักสงบแต่ถึงรบไม่คลายเอกราชจะไม่ให้ใครคมขีสละเลือดทุกหยาดเป็นชาติผลิตถ้าเลิกประเทศชาติไทยทวีปไม่ใช่ชัยโย
Small but strong. Yeah. Now, if you guys don't know, this is the 6th One Young World Summit hosted here in Bangkok, Thailand. Now, I'm sure you're looking forward to the next 3 days, right? Are you looking forward to the next 3 days? Now, it has been confirmed that this will be the biggest One Young World Summit ever. I'm really excited. Now, as a taster of what's going to be coming over the next few days, wait a second. Who's from Ireland? I can't hear you. Dublin. Welcome to Thailand. We enjoyed your city last year. So let's take a look at the highlights. As a taster, let's take a look at the highlights from our summit last year in Dublin.
You are the young leaders who are going to have to be a force during this next year for the brave, ambitious, urgent, transformative leadership that the world needs.
Today's young generation is the most powerful generation in the entire human history. What a power that is.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best.
One Young World's most international gathering of young people, bringing together over 190 different countries. Only the Olympic Games brings together more.
We believe that from among you, there will be world leaders who drive real positive change. And we ask you, each of you, is it you?
As the first truly global citizens, you know better than anyone that cultural and ethnic diversity can be a source of strength.
The one defining characteristic of everybody at One Young World is that you believe the world can be a better place.
The future is always contingent on now.
You understand more about the biggest revolution that's changing the world, the digital and social revolution.
Just because I grew up in a disadvantaged community doesn't mean that I'm disadvantaged. If I can write a book on my smartphone, what's stopping you?
It's not small, this. It's not a talking shop.
We implore you, the United Nations, to value the lives of those dying as much as you would your own.
As One Young World, you have tremendous power to help redefine the role of business in society by changing companies from the inside and building new ones.
One Young World is the only leadership forum that has given this center stage.
The energy that it gives to us, but not only the energy, it's the hope. It's the hope for a better future.
The one thing that we should never do again is to never ever take peace for granted.
Help me prove that ISIS and other extremists don't represent all Muslims.
When I was crossing the Gobi Desert, I thought nobody in this world cared. It seemed that only the stars were with me. But you have listened to my story. You have cared. Thank you very much.
It's so exciting to be in this room with all of you, to be in the best think tank imaginable.
The partnership potential in this room is incredible.
Customers have saved 2.6 million tons of carbon with us.
We established medical care for 25,000 people.
1 out of every 3 children around the world get immunized with the vaccines that we helped to manufacture.
It will go down in history as the first ever app created for the world by One Young World.
Thank you, Dublin.
We look forward to seeing you in Bangkok.
I hope that from these wonderful meetings of young people, the next Madiba will be born.
I come away from these sessions hopeful and reassured that the future of our world is not lost.
Thank you, Dublin. Wasn't that spectacular? Lots of great people coming to Bangkok this week as well, and I promise you the next 3 days will be very, very memorable. Now, to take you through the rest of the opening ceremony, I would like to introduce you to the founders of One Young World. Please welcome Kate Robertson and David Jones.
Thank you. Good evening, Sawadika.
Hello and Sawadee Cup.
We're so excited to be here in Bangkok for the first ever One Young World Summit in Asia.
And it's a real honor to be at Sanam Luang in this iconic setting. And This is the first time ever that a non-royal event has been held in this venue. And I think it's a sign of how Bangkok are really honouring us and giving us the most fantastic welcome.
Are you impressed with Thai hospitality so far? David and I have been blown away by the support we've received from the local community in ensuring that this is the biggest and the best One Young World Summit yet.
And you'll have seen the amazing welcomes at the airport and all the branding around the city. You can't exactly miss the fact that we're here. And that isn't just to draw attention to the event. It's there to show you, the young leaders from 196 countries this year, that Bangkok believes that what you have to say really matters, that you're truly a special group of people who are really going to change the course of history and make a better future for the world.
David and I created this platform for you so that your voices could be heard loud and clear by incumbent leadership, by the presidents and prime ministers and CEOs around the world who are falling short. We created One Young World so that young leaders could no longer be ignored. Your concerns and your actions are being recognized by a world city tonight. The whole of Bangkok has stopped to welcome you and to show you that young leaders matter.
And you, we believe, the young leaders, are the ones who are going to find solutions to the major challenges we face, to prevent the tragedies like the horrific tragedy in Paris, in Beirut before that, and in Bangkok before that happening again. And one of the constant themes of One Young World has been ambassadors speaking out against extremism and against terrorism ever since our first summit in 2010. And I thought it would just be good to remind ourselves at this pretty tragic time of some of their wise words. So if we could just have a look at that, please.
We cannot blame God for the failures of men. The man who pulls the trigger or sets the bomb does so by his own hands. Those who strip humanity from religion are your enemy, not the religion itself.
There is no religion out there that encourages its followers to attack or murder those of other religions.
If we that suffered the most from this conflict can sit together and talk, so why everyone else cannot do it?
Help me prove that ISIS and other extremists don't represent all Muslims.
Important messages from One Young World ambassadors. Now, amidst this iconic setting, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank the amazing, prestigious and hard-working One Young World Bangkok Advisory Board that have organized such an amazing event. This group of people represent the very best of Thailand, from academia to business to politics, and we're so grateful for all the hard work that they have put in.
We're going to have their names read out now as they come up onto the stage. And if you give them a really loud One Young World cheer once they're all on stage to show our appreciation for their generosity and their time. The One Young World 2015 Bangkok Advisory Board.
Miss Savitri Paripat Na Ayutthaya, Dr. Wanlop Suwandi, Mr. Aman Kitchawengkul, Mr. Khan Prachop Mok, หม่อมหลวงอนุพรเกษมสันต์ดร.เดือนเต็มดวงณเชียงใหม่มิสปราณีสัตยประกบมิสเตอร์จิรุตอิสรางกูลณอยุธยาดร.พรชัยมงคลวานิชมิสเตอร์เพชรโอสถานุเคราะห์มิสเตอร์พาโนชศรีวัฒนพักมิสซิสชดาทิพย์ชูตระกูลมิสเตอร์ไกรทิพย์ไกรเลิศดร.วิชิตสุรพงษ์ชัยมิสลักษมีขันธ์อิงคกุลดร.กันทิมาคอนจารา
Ladies and gentlemen, the One Young World Bangkok Advisory Board. Huge round of applause.
much. We couldn't have done this without you.
And the advisory board has been truly brilliant. The bid from Bangkok was led by Perlin Kakul and came from the young people of Thailand who, back in Johannesburg, saw the power of One Young World and wanted to bring it here to Bangkok. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration have brought together all sectors of Thai society to make the summit a reality. And the unique experiences and special places and people you're going to encounter over the next few days will demonstrate to you just why we chose Bangkok to host One Young World 2015.
We'd like to show you a special video from a One Young World councillor who wanted to share a particular message with you. She would have been here today, but she couldn't be because she is chairing the climate change talks, COP21 in Paris, in 2 weeks' time. But she particularly asked that she would have the chance to address you. So please look at this brief video from Councillor to One Young World 2014, former Irish President Mary Robinson.
Greatness blossom. So, One Young World, Bangkok 2015. Let your greatness blossom.
So the delegates, that's what we expect of you, what the world
อันนี้ก็เป็นสิ่งที่เราคาดหวังจากท่านทั้งหลายนะคือความยิ่งใหญ่นั่นเอง
And by coming to One Young World, you're joining a network of 6,500 now other One Young World ambassadors. And each of them takes on the responsibility of putting ideas and commitments of the summit into practice, transforming the will of young leaders into reality, and above all, into action. That's what we want. We want you to do things. One Young World ambassadors are having the most tremendous impact in every country around the world. Let's take a look at a slice of what they've been up to since the Dublin summit.
The people that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who actually do. And I'm crazy, and I'm going to change the world. And it all begins now.
Being a One Young World ambassador has been an amazing journey. The work that we're doing is not a drop in the ocean.
The mission of FEED is to create good products that help feed the world. We've been able to give over 85 million meals.
The projects that we successfully funded has impacted over 10,000 lives, giving Hill Tribe children the opportunity to go to school.
Climate change is a war and we're ground zero. We're going to block the export of coal for one day. We are not drowning, we are still fighting.
There was a big earthquake in Nepal. Many people are homeless now. The only possible way to get here is by helicopter.
One Young World gave me the motivation to turn my dream of leading an Iraqi queer community into reality.
Hospitals Beyond Boundaries is led, founded and run by youth. Our mission is to build hospitals for the marginalized ethnic minority.
Leadership is being able to share the power with other individuals. And for me, it's sharing it with young adults who have disabilities.
The bill passes as amended, and there's a lot of happy people in this room. Thank you very much.
These young people have to be at the decision-making tables. They have to be a part of government, they have to be organized, and they have to be able to mobilize themselves in order to create the change they want to see.
You have listened to my story. You cared. Thank you very much.
North Korean defector Park Yeon-mi has been named one of the BBC's 100 Women of the Year.
Many other young people are standing up in their communities and making a difference.
One Young World.
One Young World.
One Young World.
One Young World.
As a One Young World ambassador, I've met so many world leaders who have inspired me to act.
8.9 million people. And throughout the next 4 days, keep asking yourselves, delegates, what am I going to lead? How am I going to make a difference?
And to help you answer those questions, we brought together a magnificent group of world leaders from every sector you can imagine. One Young World councillors are here to inspire you, to educate you, to challenge you, and to share their fame and spotlight with you. They've travelled from every continent to join us. Please get ready to welcome them. So first of all, we have 3 councillors who have dedicated their lives to improving the state of the world. Please give a big One Young World welcome to the founder of the Grameen Creative Lab, Hans Reitz, the founder and CEO of the Epic Foundation, one of New York's leading philanthropists, Alexandra Mars, and broadcaster, author, and the UK's most connected woman, Carol Stone. It's a long walk down from the back there. Keep clapping, come on. Come on up.
Next up from the world of international business, 3 returning councillors, former CEO of EMI and Igloo, investor Elio Leone Shetty, the founder of Ella's Kitchen and the Key is E, Tor Lindley, and the CEO of Telefonica UK, Ronan Dunn.
These guys are running, it's good.
You're young enough.
Next up, we have 2 titans of Thai industry, the CEO and chairman of Minor, William Heineke, and the CEO of True and vice chair of CP Group, Superchai Cheravanant.
He's coming.
It's also very hot.
And now 2 leaders from Latin America. Please welcome the CEO of Grupo Modelo, Ricardo Tudeu, and the former Ecuadorian Secretary of State and the President of the Andean Parliament, the diplomat, and most importantly, world-leading conservationist, Yvonne Baki.
Has always inspired the One Young World movement. And next up we have 2 sporting heroes, the current goalkeeper for the US women's soccer team, Olympic gold medalist and World Cup winner Hope Solo, and former Australian cricket captain and World Cricketer of the Year, the legendary Steve Waugh.
television around the world, from China CCTV, special contributor James Chow, and the BBC's World Affairs editor John Simpson.
Two new councillors. Coming up next, we have rapper, poet, and journalist Akala, and Who Goodwill Ambassador, L'Oreal Paris spokeswoman and supermodel Leah Kabede.
On earth for what is right. Returning councillor, the journalist and author from Pakistan, Fatima Bhutto. And Pussy Rights activist, Nadia Tolokonnikova from Russia.
Who also gets the prize for the fastest descent of the stairs. Next up, we have our very own One Young World astronaut turned social business entrepreneur, NASA's Ron Garan.
A thrilling new councillor, a member of Hollywood royalty, the producer of the biggest grossing films of all time, the producer of Titanic and Avatar, the Oscar winner John Landau. Oh, Bill. It's Bill Heineke.
We lost him along the way. Come on up, William.
The chairman and CEO of Minor Group. Hey, Bill. How you doing?
How are you? I'm so sorry.
Don't worry. Relax.
Better late than never. Welcome. So, our next three councillors, and all of our councillors are incredibly special, but these three councillors have been with us since 2010, right back in the very beginning when this was just an idea. And they came and gave their support back then because they believe that you, young leaders, genuinely can change the world.
No, you sit.
They've been amazing supporters over the years. They've been back every single year, and here they are again in Bangkok.
Bill, sorry, you're over there.
Seamlessly rehearsed. Katie?
I can't find... Oh, that's what it is. Nadia's in your seat. Hey, it happens.
You don't have your glasses either. It's a disaster.
Okay. The winner of the Man of Peace title for his outstanding contribution to international social justice and peace, and a Brit Award for his outstanding contribution to music. This very special man, who was the first person to say, yes, it's a good idea, yes, I'm going to be there. The challenging, completely amazing, inspiration and hero. There's only one of him. The founder of Live Aid, Band Aid, Sir Bob Geldof. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove it my right song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Great to see. Well, this might be young. This is a young people's event, you know, it's a T-shirt. I'm not sure where you are. I think you're over there.
Hello.
Hang on, I'll do it because you don't have your glasses. There you go, that one. Next is a man who's my personal hero, dedicated his life to fighting injustice, to protecting our planet and all of the people who live on it. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for his work with the UN on creating a better, organised and more peaceful world. The former Secretary-General of the United Nations, the Chair of the Elders, and one of our amazing councillors, Kofi Annan.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. But put you next to your mate. And now, it is a huge privilege for all of us to introduce a man who is the embodiment of disruptive change, who's redefined the role that business should play in society. He's come all the way from New York. He had serious surgery on his spine less than 3 weeks ago. He was told he shouldn't go anywhere. He was determined to be here with you. Please welcome our beloved founder of the Grameen Bank, the Nobel laureate, Councillor Professor Muhammad Yunus. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. It's been 2 years, I miss home. There's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe.
Yes, I think.
The councillors are here because they believe that young leaders have the power to change the world and do a better job than our generation.
So if you didn't think you could change the world, you now have to because they're here. And each one of you is here because someone in your country, your company, your charity or your community has identified you as a young leader. Not a future leader, but young people who are already leading.
Let's acknowledge some of the young leaders who are actually here in the audience tonight. One of the world's biggest social media stars from Vine, Jerome Jar, is here. North Korean defector and activist, One Young World ambassador, 2.5 million views for his speech at One Young World last year on YouTube, the brave and talented Yeon-mi Park. And from the Sudan, Dr. Mazin Khalil, he's only 26. He's founded 10 hospitals and 8 schools.
And we also like to thank and give a shout out to our 2015 coordinating ambassadors. Please stand up, you guys. They do the most amazing, stand up all of you, the coordinating ambassadors who do the most amazing job making sure that stuff happens in between the summits. So delegates, please talk to them, connect your country and find out about their role.
Thank you so much, coordinating ambassadors. You've done amazing jobs.
And tonight we also salute some special people from Japan. Kimi Okubu has chaired our first National Young Leadership Organizing Council, raising funding for delegates' attendance and ensuring that in 2014 and here in Bangkok, Japan now has one of the 5 biggest delegations. So thank you, Kimi, and thank you, Tanaka-san from Evertron.
And building on Kimi's example, we're pleased to announce tonight that we're able to have National Young Leader Organizing Committees. We call them NYLOCs.
Good name.
Because you're the Harry Potter generation. NYLOCs in Australia and the United States. Kimi from Japan, Pearly Lakshmi McCann from Thailand here, Triona Maddock from Australia. Please stand up, give them a round of applause.
And Robert Jacoby, the One Young World Ambassador, will be leading the NYLOC for the USA. And by 2018, we're hoping to have NYLOCs in place for the G20 and hopefully many other countries as well. Now, for every one of you that's here tonight, there are thousands of people who apply, thousands of people who'd like to be in your place. And what we say is, if you are going to be here, make sure you make the most of this opportunity and make sure you go off and make things happen.
With this great opportunity comes real responsibility. One Young World doesn't exist for talking. It exists so that you are able to change what you want to see in the world. One Young World exists to find the next Nelson Mandela, the next Malala. Are you them? And now that the One Young World family is assembled, we're deeply honored to invite His Excellency, the Governor of Bangkok, to welcome you on behalf of his magnificent city. He's been a beacon of leadership and generosity overseeing One Young World in Thailand, and he was visionary in bidding to bring the summit here. Your Excellency.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. It's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe. Yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say. Wrecking balls inside my brain.
สวัสดีค่ะนี่คือชาวรัฐจงเจริญนะคะและดิฉันทวรรณรัตน์เดชเลิศชัยกุลค่ะคุณผู้ชมคะภาพที่กำลังเกิดขึ้นอยู่บนเวทีขณะนี้นะคะคือการเชิญคาเซลเลอร์หรือว่าวิทยากรขึ้นมาบนเวทีค่ะตอนนี้นะคะผู้ว่าของกรุงเทพมหานครนะคะกำลังจะต้อนรับแขกผู้มีเกียรติอย่างเป็นทางการค่ะ
Members of the Advisory Board for One Young World Summit Bangkok, visiting foreign dignitaries, city representatives, delegates of One Young World Summit 2015, members of the press, distinguished guests, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the people of Bangkok and the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, I would like to extend the city's heartfelt welcome to all councillors, delegates, dignitaries, and executives of One Young World. It is indeed a very great honor for Bangkok to be the host city of this global event held in Asia for the very first time. With your permission, let me take this opportunity to offer our deepest condolences to all victims of terror throughout the world, in particular those in Beirut and Paris in recent days. 3 months ago, Bangkok also fell prey to terrorism. Therefore, we fully understand and share the grief and suffering of the two great cities. The people of Bangkok would like to extend our goodwill, support, and encouragement to all the people of Beirut and Paris who have had to endure tragic experiences, especially families, friends, and loved ones of those who lost their lives. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, One Young World Summit is a global forum, the biggest gathering of younger generations of leaders from all corners of the globe, brought together to discuss and debate great issues of today's world, and also to think together and work together for the greater common good. Bangkok is very, very proud to be the host city of this year's summit, all the more so because I believe Thailand and One Young World share certain visions. For centuries, our country has survived and thrived through the Thai society's openness, tolerance, and capacity to generate synergy from a diversity of cultures, religions, beliefs, and ways of life. In a similar manner, One Young World also seeks to inspire the new generations to bring about global progress through openness, tolerance, and synergy. Synergy of youth from a diversity of nations, races, religions, cultures, and beliefs. The staging of the One Young World Summit 2015 in Bangkok is a fitting reminder to all of us of what made our nation great, a reminder of the importance of preserving our societal attributes, openness, tolerance, and diversity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this year the young leaders will again address some of the world's greatest challenges. I am confident that the fruits of their deliberations and proactive thinking will receive deserved attention all over the world, especially where the environmental issues are concerned. At the end of this month, France will begin to host the 21st Conference of Parties, or COP21, a key global meeting on climate change. If synergy can be forged between what the young say in Bangkok and what the elders do in Paris, the world will surely take a great stride towards safeguarding the future of the one and only planet we all call home. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me congratulate the One Young World for its faith in and commitment to the younger generations. Let me offer encouragement to all delegates. May they be inspired by the wisdom and knowledge of counselors and speakers of this summit, and also by the magic of the city of Bangkok. All of us in this fair city look forward to this great event. We hope that all distinguished visitors will enjoy not only the summit's activities, but also the rich and diverse cultural heritage of our city, its people's tradition of hospitality, and its cuisines. And we wish everyone a safe journey home, hopefully with many a fond memory of the experiences of your stay in this great city of Bangkok. Thank you.
ค่ะหม่อมรา ชวงศ์สุขุมพันธ์บริพัตรได้กล่าวต้อนรับผู้ร่วมงานทุกคนนะคะแล้วก็แสดงความรู้สึกเป็นเกียรติค่ะที่ได้เป็นเจ้าภาพจัดงานประชุมในปีนี้และก็เป็นปีแรกในที่เกิดขึ้นในเอเชียด้วยนอกจากนี้ค่ะท่านยังได้แสดงความเสียใจนะคะต่อเหยื่อเหตุการณ์ก่อการร้ายที่เกิดขึ้นในเบรุตของเลบานอนรวมถึงที่ปารีสของประเทศฝรั่งเศสค่ะและยังเป็นตัวแทนของคนกรุงเทพนะคะกล่าวให้กำลังใจแก่ผู้สูญเสียให้ผ่านเหตุการณ์ที่น่าเศร้านี้ไปได้อย่างรวดเร็วค่ะนอกจากนี้ค่ะหม่อมราชวงศ์สุขุมพันธ์บริพัตรยังได้บอกว่ากรุงเทพนี่เป็นเมืองแห่งความหลากหลายทางชาติพันธุ์ศาสนาและวัฒนธรรมนะคะซึ่งสอดคล้องกับหลักการของวันยังเวิลด์ค่ะที่คนจากหลากหลายเชื้อชาติศาสนาและความเชื่อมาอยู่ด้วยกันด้วยความอดทนความเข้าอกเข้าใจได้เป็นอย่างดีค่ะ
It has a variety of different cultures.
I am delighted to join you, to be joined on stage by so many prominent and effective counselors, some of whom you know, some are new, but you will get to know. The intergenerational discussions that will take place over the next 3 days will spark ideas that will have an impact far beyond this hall. So I am pleased that this year we are going to harness the incredible one young world energy to make special call for action on climate change. This is the greatest contemporary challenge facing our global community. We are rapidly approaching the tipping point beyond which climate change may become irreversible. And no other issue will have a greater impact on the well-being and security of future generations, your generation, your health, and your security. It will take all of your creativity, vision, and determination to find and implement effective solutions. And you will need to work together with your peers from around the world to convince today's leaders that they must act swiftly and decisively to secure the safety of our planet. They are meeting in Paris next month, as we know, to conclude what I hope will be a strong, inclusive, and equitable climate agreement. This agreement must include clear and strong commitments on climate finance, a mechanism to assess collective progress, and the enabling conditions for the introduction of a global carbon price so that every country can reach a state of carbon neutrality by 2050. And I'm confident this can be achieved. You can applaud. Together, you can proclaim loud and clear that no other target is too ambitious to reach, no obstacle too hard to overcome. Your call for climate action will make it clear to the world that you, the youth of today, the leaders of tomorrow, simply will not accept failure. At my foundation, I work to mobilize the high-level political resolve that is crucial to address global challenges such as climate change. But I also know that when leadership is lacking, when leaders fail to lead, the people can lead and make them follow. It is up to you to lead. And as I've said, you are never too young to lead. And are you ready to lead? I don't hear you. That's good. And every year at One Young World, I meet young people who have proven that they are indeed ready to tackle the challenges that threaten communities and young people around the world. I know that you appreciate the important opportunity this summit represents. You are amongst the best educated, the most well-informed, and most interconnected generation ever, and you have an unparalleled capacity to catalyze constructive change. You must now show the world how you plan to rise to this responsibility and to show us how you will reshape our global community and your future for the better. So welcome to the 2015 Young World Summit, and now to work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. These young leaders of the world are honored.
ทางโคฟีอันนันนะคะอดีตเลขาธิการสหประชาชาติได้มีการกล่าวถึงผู้ร่วมงานในวันยังเวิลด์ในครั้งนี้นะคะซึ่งทางโคฟีอันนันได้กล่าวว่าเป็นโอกาสดีที่ทางเยาวชนสามารถที่จะทำงานคู่กับผู้นำที่มาร่วมในงานนี้ด้วยค่ะเพื่อที่จะแก้ไขปัญหาหลักอย่างเช่น climate change หรือว่าปัญหาโลกร้อนค่ะ
ในที่ประชุมนี้นะคะท่านโคฟีอันนันได้เรียกร้องให้ทุกคนในที่ประชุมร่วมกันแก้ปัญหาการเปลี่ยนแปลงของสภาพภูมิอากาศค่ะเพราะว่ามนุษยชาติได้ก้าวมาถึงจุดที่จะต้านทานปัญหานี้ไว้ไม่ได้อีกแล้วนะคะและยังได้ขอให้ผู้นำทุกคนร่วมมือกันและรักษาความปลอดภัยให้กับโลกของเราค่ะ
เขายกตัวอย่างนะคะว่าเดือนหน้าจะมีการประชุมระหว่างผู้นำระดับโลกในภูมิภาคยุโรปนะคะและก็หวังว่าในการประชุมวันยังเวิลด์ในครั้งนี้จะมีการให้ข้อมูลหรือว่าให้โซลูชันหรือว่าแก้ไขในเรื่องของโลกร้อนในประชุมเดือนหน้าค่ะ
ท่านบอกว่าความเห็นร่วมที่จะเกิดขึ้นจากการประชุมในครั้งนี้นะคะควรที่จะช่วยลดปริมาณการปล่อยก๊าซคาร์บอนไดออกไซด์ได้จริงๆ
ค่ะเขาบอกว่าความจริงแล้วถ้าเกิดว่ามองในแง่ของอำนาจหรือว่าพลังของเยาวชนอาจจะคิดว่าไม่สามารถเป็นผู้นำได้แต่ความจริงแล้วเมื่อเวลาถึงผู้นำระดับโลกถ้าเกิดว่ามีความอ่อนเกิดขึ้นมาหรือว่าไม่สามารถที่ทำหน้าที่อย่างเต็มที่เขาบอกว่าทุกคนในเมื่อประชาชนมีพลังอันเดียวกันสามารถที่จะผลักดันให้ผู้นำเหล่านี้ทำอะไรสักอย่างเพื่อที่แก้ไขโลกร้อนค่ะ
ท่านได้ให้กำลังใจนะคะว่าด้วยความร่วมมือของทุกคนพวกเราจะมีพลังค่ะอุปสรรคจะหายไปทำให้เห็นได้ว่าเด็กในวันนี้ซึ่งจะเป็นผู้ใหญ่ในวันหน้านี้จะไม่ยอมรับความล้มเหลวค่ะ
คุณค่ะ children. Thank you, children singers. That was beautiful. Learning 2 songs in English and with such wonderful harmonies. Give them a big cheer. That's for the children, and give a cheer for the teachers.
Now, in the next few days, you're going to hear a lot of ideas which may change the world, and some actually probably will. But now you get to hear from a man whose idea didn't just change his community, didn't just change his country, but it's gone on to redefine the entire concept of business all over the world. Please give a warm welcome to the inventor of microcredit and the father of social business, Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus.
Well, I'm back again, and I can't miss it. Something tells me that I have to be here in the one young world. I want to see the one young world right in front of me, because I'm the one old world. So this is a good connections. Every time I see you in front of me, I feel very strong jealousy. I'm very jealous of you, because you represent a generation which, to my mind, is the most powerful generation in human history. Why is that? Are you smarter? Are you more privileged? What makes you such a special generation? You're special not because you're smart. You're powerful because you are born in an age where all the technology gives you enormous capacity. And that technology is changing every day, make you more powerful. You can use this technology kind of for fun, but if you put your mind into it, you can use this technology to change the world completely, which our generation couldn't even dream of. In our generation, nobody told us that you have the power individually. You have the power to change the entire world. And today I want to tell you, each one of you sitting in front of me has the power to change the entire world if you put your mind into it. It's a question of deciding. First, to be aware that you have the power. Once you become aware that, yes, I have the power, then asking the question, what am I going to do with it? And that's a very important question. You have the power. What use you are going to make of it? If you don't use that power, it will be all wasted away. So that's one I wanted to remind you, appeal to you, be aware that he is the most powerful human being in the planet, and be sure you use your power to change the world. Why am I talking about all this big power, change the world? I'm the guy who always did the tiny little things. My name gets synonymous with something called micro. And did tiny little things without knowing what I was doing, out of desperation, lending tiny little money to poor women in the village. I was not trying to change the world. I was just trying to solve the problem of one person at a time. Giving them money so that they can do things on their own. They are not dependent on anybody else. Because banking system will never do that. In the process, I created a system which worked. I could lend money to poor women, and they can use the money to change their life and return the money to continue the process. And I created a bank out of it called Grameen Bank. And that thing became known as microcredit, and it spread all over the world, every single country. How did I do that? Why did I do that? It's very simple. I didn't have to sweat over it. Only thing I wanted to do, I want to make it happen because all the bankers said it cannot be done. So what I did, in order to create an alternative banking, other kind of banking, I just look at the bank, how they do it. Once I learned how to do it, I just do the opposite. They go to the rich, I go to the poor. They go to men, I go to women. They go to the city center, I go to the remote village. They want collateral, I said forget about collateral. So I'm completely changing the whole idea. So that's another chance. You have the power. You don't have to follow the rules. Let's remember that. You turn around, suddenly you can do things which cannot be done before, never be done before. So just going the same straight line way, you just repeat what is being done. And what is being done is not a very good, glorious thing. We just heard about the barbarous act of terrorism and how many whole worlds shaken by that. And slowly other things are happening inside our economy. Concentration of wealth. Few people in the world, even less than 100 people in the world, own more than half the wealth of the entire world. What an ugly thing to see. It's not some story, it's the real facts. If you look how many people in Bangkok own half the wealth of Bangkok, it will be less than 50 people. Same way Thailand, same way Bangladesh, same way USA. This is being discussed, but we go on. Why it happens? Because our economy is a system which kind of sucks up everything on the top. That's not a tenable system. That's not a sustainable system. So your job is to, if you want to make the world, the society, the human community to survive, to undo that system. So that concentration is not the way. It's kind of widening up for everybody is the way. How do you do that? Again, you put in the reverse gear. You can find out what is the way to undo it. In my way, I started doing that too. I said, why business has always have to make money? Making money is the central focus of business, all businesses. That's what we are taught in our economics courses. And that's what we practice in our life. I started doing business for something else. I started doing business to solve human problems without having any intention of making money for myself or anybody else. And it worked. When you take the business engine, take off the personal profit from it, and use it to solve human problems, suddenly it becomes a very powerful engine. All these problems get resolved. And I started calling it by a name called social business. Non-dividend company to solve human problems. Suddenly it becomes a very powerful idea. We can take any problem in the world, any human problem in the world, just use our creative capacity. That's what you have a lot. That's why I love to talk to you. Use your creative power. Don't just follow the dotted lines. Create your own lines. Defy everything that everybody told you. And then you'll find the way. So this is another way, social business. And I try to sum it up all by putting 3 zeros for myself. See, I did a little thing, so the zero came up again. I put this as my kind of framework within which I want to work. 3 zeros to be accomplished. Zero poverty in the world. You heard it many times before probably, but didn't believe in it. But I can tell you very clearly, if you put your mind into it, it can be done very easily because we're dealing with human beings, creative human beings. These are not animals in a jungle or something. We are creative human beings. Given an opportunity, everybody has a chance to become creative and change her own life, their family's life, and contribute to the whole society. And that's the goal, to eliminate the whole idea of poverty. And I mentioned that not only we eliminate poverty very soon, as soon as we can, then we create poverty museums. Because poverty will not be in this world So our next generation would like to see what is this thing called poverty. So we have to take them to the Poverty Museum to see. And that's the goal. It has to be done city by city. It has to be done village by village. It should be done nation by nation. Don't wait for anybody else. Do whatever you can. Go by person. That's the way to go. Think big, but start very small, in a kind of bite-sized way. That's the power you got. Once it's a bite-size, suddenly you say you can do that. If you can do it for one person, you can repeat it to do it 2%, 10%, 100%, and that's the beginning. So zero poverty is this one. The next one is zero unemployment. To me, again, unemployment is a kind of a very artificial word. Why anybody should be unemployed? We are human beings, creative human beings. Why should be sitting idle? Who is stopping me for doing things? I started challenging it. I said, human beings are not born to work for somebody else. The day this idea was born that human beings should work for somebody else, the idea of job came. Idea of joblessness came because nobody is hiring you. How did you get into that? Human beings are go-getters. That's what is in the DNA of human being. That's what we are. We tell the young people everywhere, particularly in Bangladesh where I work, to tell the young people to believe that we are not job seekers, we are job creators, we are entrepreneurs. Why should you go and work for somebody else? What's wrong with you? If we can turn our heads around, instead of job seekers, we become job creators, all of a sudden the word unemployment become totally irrelevant. So we want to create a world where when you tell about unemployment, people will be shocked. Why isn't somebody unemployed? What's wrong? What's the problem with them? Why can't you go and do something? That's the kind of world that you have to build, make up your mind. So of the 3 zeros, second zeros, no unemployment at all, zero unemployment. Third zero is a net carbon emission. That's killing us. Carbonized economy is destroying the whole world. And it's not somebody conspiring somewhere to make this happen. We are party to it. Every one of us party to it. So if you decide that I will not consume anything, I will not do anything which is contributing to the carbonization of the economy, the whole carbonization issue will be over. But we have to be very careful that we want to make it happen individually. If you can make it happen, we can establish that. So these 3 zeros, in all this poverty, all this unemployment, all this concentration of wealth, all this sickness, the ill health all over the world, this is the creation of the system we have built. And it's all involved in selfishness of human being. We assume human being as a selfish being. And I'm insisting, and I want to address to you on that human beings are not about selfishness. Human beings are about selflessness. Selfishness is a part of it, but the major element of human beings is selflessness, being someone, a creative way to solve problems of the world. That's what the human beings are all for. So why don't we expose ourselves as a selfless human being? And not only that, we create a new world for ourselves. Move away from the selfishness-driven civilization. The civilization that we are right now is based on selfishness. And we get out of this civilization, create a new civilization. That's where your role is, to create a new civilization which is not about selfishness, which is about selflessness, which is about solving the problems of the world. And the beginning of that civilization will be done when we have established the 3 zeros. That will be the
ค่ะ
dawn
ก็คือดรโมฮัมเหม็ดยูนุสนะคะเจ้าของรางวัลโนเบลในสาขาสันติภาพในปี 2549 นะคะได้กล่าวว่าความจริงแล้วเขาอิจฉาเยาวชนที่ร่วมในงานนี้เพราะว่าเยาวชนสามารถมีกำลังในการด้านสร้างสรรค์และเทคโนโลยีที่จะมีผลต่อโลกค่ะ
ท่านได้เน้นย้ำเรื่องของ Zero Poverty นะคะการทำให้ความยากจนเป็นศูนย์ค่ะโดยได้ยกตัวอย่างว่าการที่ท่านได้ก่อตั้งธนาคารกรามีนขึ้นมาที่มีระบบในการให้เงินกู้แก่คนยากจนนั้นก็เพราะว่าท่านต้องการจะสร้างความแตกต่างที่ธนาคารทั่วไปทำไม่ได้ด้วยการทำทุกสิ่งที่ตรงข้ามกับธนาคารค่ะอย่างเช่นการให้เงินแก่คนยากจนและก็ผู้หญิง นอกจากนี้ค่ะได้เรียกร้องให้ผู้นำรุ่นใหม่สร้างสรรค์สิ่งใหม่ๆแล้วก็คิดนอกกรอบค่ะเพื่อแก้ไขปัญหาช่องว่างของรายได้ระหว่างคนจนและคนรวยโดยการใช้ความรู้เศรษฐศาสตร์หรือว่าธุรกิจที่มีเพื่อแก้ปัญหาค่ะ
ค่ะคือ Day Zero Poverty นะคะหรือว่าการขจัดความยากจนนะคะก็เป็น1ใน3 Zero ที่ทาง UNES ได้เสนอนะคะคือว่า Zero ที่2ก็คือ Unemployment หรือว่าการว่างงานค่ะเขาบอกว่าความจริงแล้วมนุษย์เราเกิดไม่ได้เพื่อที่จะทำงานให้คนอื่นแต่เกิดเพื่อที่จะสร้างงานให้คนอื่นทำหรือว่าสร้างอะไรก็ตามที่จะพัฒนาโลกเราให้ได้ค่ะและสำหรับ Zero ที่3นะคะเขาบอกว่างดcarbon emission หรือว่า
ลดการปล่อยคาร์บอนไดออกไซด์ให้เป็นศูนย์นะคะ
ค่ะคือว่าความจริงแล้วมันเป็นความตัดสินใจของทุกคนที่จะทำหรือไม่ทำแต่อย่างแน่นอนนะคะจากบรรยายที่ได้ยินมานะคะค่อนข้างคุณยูนุสคล้ายๆเหมือน rock star จริงๆนะคะในเรื่องของการคุยในการเปลี่ยนแปลงในโลกนี้ค่ะเพราะว่าความจริงแล้วเขาบอกว่าทุกคนสามารถที่จะมีพลังที่จะทำอะไรมีความเปลี่ยนแปลงที่ทำได้ไม่ควรที่จะตามสังคมในแง่สังคมโดยตรงนะคะสำหรับเขาเนี่ยเขาแนะนำใช้ social business หรือว่าการสร้างธุรกิจสำหรับสังคมค่ะตอนนี้นะคะเราก็เห็นว่าทางพิธีก็ดำเนินไปถึงการชูธงนะคะแต่ละชาติที่เข้าร่วมในงานนี้ค่ะ
ตัวแทนของชาติต่างๆนะคะต่างถือธงชาติประจำของตัวเองนะคะแล้วก็เดินขึ้นสู่เวทีกันอย่างต่อเนื่องค่ะ
Algeria. Cause I go more fucking deep than a disciplined child. So when they see me, everybody barack. Man, I'm like a young gun, fully barack. I cried
Andorra.
The massive attack, I only make hits like I work with a racket and back. Look at my jacket and hat, so down berserk, so down to earth. I'm bringing gravity back, adopted by the main.
Angola.
My family back. People work hard just to get all their salary tax. Look, I'm just a writer from the ghetto like Mallory Black. Man, where the hell's all the
Antigua and Barbuda.
I used to be the kid that no one cared about. That's why you have to keep screaming till they hear you out.
Argentina. Armenia. Australia. The Bahamas.
When we ate, we never took 'cause we needed a change. I needed a break. For a sec, I even gave up believing.
Bahrain.
I even done illegal stuff and was bleeding astray. They say that money is the root of the evilest ways. But have you ever been so hungry you keep you
Bangladesh.
Mate, now my hunger will leave them amazed. Great. It feels like a long time coming. Fam.
Barbados.
Plan. One day I had a dream, I tried to chase it, but I wasn't going nowhere. Running mad.
Belarus.
Maybe someday I would understand. Trying to change a 10 to 100 grand. Everyone's a kid that no one cares about.
Belgium.
You just gotta keep screaming till they hear you out.
Belize. Benin. Bhutan. Bolivia. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Botswana. Brazil. Brunei. Bulgaria. Burkina Faso.
Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Chad, Chile, People's Republic of China, Colombia, Comoros, Costa Rica, Côte d'Ivoire, Croatia, Cuba, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Republic of Korea, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Republic of the Congo, Denmark,
Listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. One minute I held the key. Next the walls were closed.
Djibouti,
And I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing. Roman
Dominica,
choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield. My missionaries in a foreign field.
Dominican Republic,
Some reason I can't explain. Once you gone, it was never alone.
Ecuador,
This world, that was when I ruled the world.
Egypt, El Salvador,
It was the wicked and wild wind blew down the doors to
Equatorial Guinea,
the shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. Revolutionary
Eritrea,
wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a long
Estonia,
string. Oh, who would ever want to be king? I hear Jerusalem
Ethiopia,
ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword,
Fiji,
shield. My missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't
Finland,
explain. I know Saint Peter won't call my name. Heaven alone is
France,
but that was when I ruled the world.
Gabon, The Gambia, Georgia, Germany, Ghana, Greece, Guatemala, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Guyana, Haiti, Holy See, Honduras, Hungary, Iceland, India, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, accompanied by the Kurdistan region, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Jamaica,
On the ocean, sending big waves
Japan,
into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have
Jordan,
one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say,
Kazakhstan,
wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice?
Kenya,
This time, this is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright.
Kiribati,
My power's turned on. Starting right now.
Kosovo,
I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else
Kuwait,
believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Kyrgyzstan,
Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep.
Laos,
Say I'm in too deep. It's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's a fire burning in
Latvia,
my bones. Still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all of those things I didn't say. Wrecking balls
Lebanon,
inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice? This time, this is my
Lesotho,
song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song.
Liberia,
My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong.
Libya,
My fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes.
Liechtenstein,
'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Lithuania,
A lot of fight left in me.
Luxembourg,
Like a small boat on the ocean.
Republic of Macedonia,
Sending big waves into motion. Like how a single
Madagascar,
word can make a heart open. I might only have
Malawi,
one match, but I can make an explosion.
Malaysia,
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright
Maldives,
song. My power's turned on.
Mali,
I'll be strong.
Marshall Islands, Mauritania, Mauritius, Mexico, Federated States of Micronesia, Moldova, Monaco, Mongolia, Montenegro, Morocco, Mozambique, Myanmar, Namibia, Nauru, Nepal, Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Niger, Nigeria, Norway, Oman, Pakistan, Palau, Palestine, Panama, Papua New Guinea, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Qatar, Romania, Russian Federation, Rwanda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Samoa, San Marino,
practice. Some will call it luck, but either way it goes.
Sao Tome and Principe. Saudi Arabia. Senegal. Serbia.
You can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile. You can be a hero.
Seychelles.
Get the gold. Making all the records they call will never be broke. Yeah, do it for your people. Do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know?
Sierra Leone.
Never even try. Do it for your country. Do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're
Singapore. Slovakia. Slovenia. Solomon Islands. Somalia. South Africa.
Politicians be preachers.
South Sudan.
Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be
Spain.
leaders, be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah.
Sri Lanka.
Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
Sudan.
The world's gonna know your name.
Suriname. Swaziland. Sweden. Switzerland. Syria.
ท่านผู้ชมนะคะก็จะสังเกตว่าตอนนี้ความรู้สึกที่สนามหลวงก็มีความรู้สึกว่ามีความสุขนะคะเพราะว่าตัวแทนแต่ละประเทศทั้ง197ประเทศทั้งหมดนะคะของผู้แทน 1,350 คนขึ้นมาบนเวทีเพื่อที่จะชูและก็แสดงเชื้อชาติของเขาค่ะซึ่งเห็นนะคะว่างานนี้เป็นใหญ่ที่สุดเลยนะคะที่เคยจัดมาในปีที่ผ่านมาของวันยังเวิลด์ค่ะถ้าเกิดนึกถึงปีแรกนะคะที่เขาจัดที่ประเทศอังกฤษนะคะในเมืองลอนดอนตอนนั้นก็มีแค่เพียง825คนนะคะจาก114ประเทศค่ะแต่ตอนนี้นะคะก็กลายเป็นเรื่องที่น่าภูมิใจทีเดียวนะคะได้เห็นว่าคนเขาขึ้นแสดงตนเป็นตัวแทนของประเทศของเขาค่ะ
ค่ะโดยจะสังเกตได้นะคะตอนที่ผู้แทนของฝรั่งเศสนี่ขึ้นเวทีค่อนข้างจะได้รับเสียงปรบมือนะหูเป็นพิเศษค่ะอาจจะเป็นการให้กำลังใจจากเพื่อนร่วมโลกก็ได้นะคะ
ค่ะก็จะสังเกตนะคะว่านอกเหนือจากมีธงแล้วนะคะก็แต่ละประเทศก็จะมีการใช้หรือว่าใส่ชุดชาติของเขาค่ะขึ้นไปบนเวทีค่ะ
ไม่เห็นได้ถึงความหลากหลายของวัฒนธรรมค่ะและที่สำคัญเลยคือทุกคนมีรอยยิ้มให้แก่กันนะคะแสดงให้เห็นถึงมิตรภาพที่หล่อหลอมเป็นหนึ่งเดียวกันในงานนี้นี่แหละค่ะ
ขอให้คุณธันวรัตน์โอกาสแบบนี้นะคะยากนะคะที่บนเวทีมีผู้นำอยู่จากภาครัฐและก็ภาคเอกชนรวมกันระดับโลกเลยนะคะและก็สามารถที่เป็นเยาวชนที่เป็นตัวแทนของทั่วโลกขึ้นไปบนเวทีนั้นก็สำคัญเลยถือว่าน่าภูมิใจค่ะ
ใช่ค่ะที่สำคัญเลยคือมาจัดที่ใจกลางของกรุงเทพมหานครนี่นะคะ
อากาศวันนี้นะคะก็ต้องบอกว่าดีมากเลยค่ะจากพิธีกรหลักนะคะวูดดี้นะคะที่กล่าวตอนแรกในงานที่จะเริ่มนะคะก็บอกว่าวันนี้ถือว่าเป็นวันที่อากาศหนาวสำหรับประเทศไทยนะคะแต่ก็อากาศก็ดีค่ะถือว่าโชคดีเพราะว่าที่ผ่านมาอาจจะมีฝนมาเรื่อยๆค่ะ
มีลมเย็นพอสมควรเลยนะคะและบรรยากาศรายรอบดีค่ะคุณชาวรัตน์ค่ะก็จะเห็นได้นะคะมีบรรยากาศของวัดพระศรีรัตนศาสดารามหรือว่าวัดพระแก้วอยู่ด้วยสร้างความตื่นตาตื่นใจนะคะให้กับผู้ร่วมงานได้เป็นอย่างมากค่ะ
แล้วก็ต้องติดตามนะคะเพราะว่าบรรยากาศนี้ก็จะคึกคักมากทีเดียวนะคะเพราะว่าตอนท้ายของงานนี้ก็จะมีการแสดง
การจุดพลุไฟนะคะสวยงามมากเลย
Zambia, Zimbabwe, and your host country, Thailand.
So those are 196 different countries. And now for the flag that unites us all, the One Young World flag.
ก็จะเห็นนะคะว่าสุดท้ายแล้วหลังจากที่มีธงจากหลายประเทศขึ้นมานะคะมีธงสำคัญที่สุดของงานนี้ค่ะธง One Young World ค่ะ
เป็นภาพของการส่งต่อธงให้แก่กันและกันนะคะลักษณะเป็นคลื่นแบบนั้นนะคะจนไปถึงเวที
That was fabulous, everyone, and you guys, well done for bringing that across so quickly, because it's jolly hot up here for the councillors. You've heard from two One Young World veteran councils, and now I'm delighted to introduce the first person who said yes, one of the first ever One Young World councillors, the first person to recognise your potential coming together. Way back in 2009, he said, yes, I'll be there. He's been voted our most demanding councillor. And trust me, he's demanding. Ask any world leader who happens to bump into him. He's demanding. He isn't here to tell you how great you are. He's here to remind you and all of us how much work there is to do. So, Bob Geldof.
Thank you. I alternately depressed and bored you last year by talking about my fear that this century was stuttering to start, that it reminded me of 100 years ago and of 200 years ago when we required other global world wars before the 19th century and the 20th century could begin. And I said that the more that I traveled, the more fractious, the more separate we appeared, and the more afraid I became, waiting for that one moment that would start all that killing again. And ladies and gentlemen, because you are not children, so ladies and gentlemen, this year is not a good year, and our century still hasn't begun. But begin it will. But what do we need to make that beginning? You see, the world appears to get narrower. Our options close down. Brute force and violence replace offers of understanding and tolerance. Belief triumphs over reason, and cheap, base emotion is the evil overlord of the intellect. Belief will always triumph over reason because it can never be disproved. This generation, your generation, is already stained with blood. Your age group are the killers of Syria, The people your age are murdering people in Beirut, in Sharm el-Sheikh, and most immediately in our minds right now, those people who went to a pop concert in Paris on Saturday night, who tried to watch a football match, who went out with their girlfriends or their parents for a drink or a coffee, right now, those people in their minds because they were killed by people of your generation. Now, us old men, Professor Yunus and Kofi and myself, we too listen to old men speak to us that we were the glowing future. It's a cliche. You're the present. You are the present. Kofi and Mohammed and myself and the rest of us can't do much anymore. But the reason we speak to you is we are desperate for somebody to retract our failures. And that's why you're here. Stop with belief. Stop with emotion. The flags are cute, but nothing else. What's required of this unique conference, what is demanded by the old guys, thinking, and that's not enough. What is required, of course, is tolerance. What is required of a necessity is love and understanding. What is ultimately necessary to be understood is empathy. And you're failing. We just might be getting to that critical point of 100 and 200 years ago, of 1815 at the culmination of a vast, murderous global war, the Napoleonic Wars, or 1914, the birth of another completely unnecessary global confrontation that lasted for 75 years. That was our century. Your century hasn't begun, but we gave you the idea of this century. We gave you the mechanism, the technology of this century. If steam was the 19th century, and the internal combustion engine and the telephone was the 20th century, then the thing that Muhammad Yunus talked about, this technology we have, is the stuff of our century. And right now it's been used for triviality or seriousness in killing, but not seriousness in thought. And it is good that Kate and David decided to focus this uniquely on what might well destroy your generation and this world. Certainly it will destroy species that us old guys grew up with and amongst. Certainly. Certainly it might destroy some of those flags. So it's the right time for thinking, because the leaders, such as they are, will gather in Paris in a few weeks. Will it make much difference? I'm not sure. We have already sort of automatically accepted that the world will get 2% hotter, 2 degrees hotter than it is now. Why do we accept that? Because we've done nothing to abate the coming climate conflagration. I don't accept it, but there's not much I can do about it. What's required, as Kofi said, is certainly a carbon tax. What's required also is that states must subsidize technologies It can't be left to the private sector. None of the great advances of our time or of the last 200 years have been left to private enterprise. They have nearly all been funded by the state. Again, this is where you can come in. It's simply not enough to write a letter to indifferent and deaf leaders in Paris. It's simply not enough to get on your magic machines and talk to each other about, yeah, we're the future we demand. Nobody cares, dude. There needs to be concerted, coherent, cohesive, consensual political action. You need to return to your countries. You need to ask your governments to invest in research and development to stop what we've accepted is already here. Because if it doesn't, then the poor that Muhammad Yunus quite rightly talked about, the poor that he spent his life trying to pick up from the dirt and think instead of simply survive, to be human, they will die in their tens of millions because they will not be able to sustain their lives on the grounds upon which they walk. And in their panic to survive, they will strike out. And the wars of 100 and 200 years ago will be as nothing. So you're the serious generation. Forget the tweeting that's about bullshit. Tweet about serious. Go back to your countries. Get real with your governments. Get the people of your age group to understand precisely what happens. Stop with violence. It doesn't work. We've seen it time and again. We've seen the greatest of humans, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. In my own country of Ireland, the greatest of humans forswore violence, and they won. Not because they had some corny, cheap, emotional idea about, oh, we're all one, we all love each other. Because the truth is we don't. But we should. And now we've got the thinking planet here. Already a failure to your name. You're killers. Killing other people, innocents of your age group. Shame on you. Wipe out that shame. You've got time. Our time is up. You've got 3 days to work out in your own minds and together not just what you'll do in these important, critical days in your lives, but for the coming lives and the coming days and years, which you will see, but we won't. That's your job. My job is to make it real, not to big you up as you are the future generation. God, spare me. It's get real time for the world. I hope you'll be an old man like me. I hope you'll get to stand on a stage after all the flags have been waved. I hope you'll get to feel proud of your country and what it did. I hope you get to feel proud of yourself. I'm not proud of myself or my generation. We gave you globalization. We gave you that great swirl, that great planetary swirl of capital, people and ideas. And in the confusion of that, many couldn't understand it and were afraid of it and struck back not with their brains, but with their crude, stupid weapons. Enough of that. We're going to talk for 3 days. And after those 3 days are over, we're all going to go back to our countries. And we're going to try, just try, to stop hurting each other.
Thank you, Sir Bob. Summing it up very nicely, it's about getting real and it's about action.
I'd like to ask the councillors now to leave the stage, so give it up for the councillors one more time.
Huge round of applause. Thank you so much. We'll be seeing them over the coming days.
Thank you.
Good. Also for enduring the heat, because if you think it's hot out there, with the lights on, it's about 10 degrees warmer here.
It would be no way without you.
Thank you. So as they go, a few housekeeping notes so that we can all make the most of this precious time here together.
First of all, the summit is only 3 days long. Please, please be on time. Please get to the shuttles in the morning in the hotels. We have staff in all of your hotels who will be ensuring you get both a wake-up call and checking all of you onto the buses. There's a lot to do.
Secondly, at any event like this, security is obviously a key priority, but with recent events, it becomes even more critical. So please remember you're going to need your badge and your photo ID to get access to the venue in the morning. We've deliberately set up a lot of screening posts. It will probably slow down access into the venue, so please make sure you arrive on time.
You may not have seen the email yet, but you can still pre-register questions to be asked in the special sessions, not the plenaries, over the next 3 days. One of our biggest pieces of feedback from previous years, and particularly last year, was that we needed to be much more organized about floor discussions. So please go to www.oneyoungworld.com/questions, and an independent moderator, not me and David, will select the questions that will be asked. They won't be given to the councillors or panellists beforehand, but you will receive an email notifying you if you've been selected to ask a question. If you register for questions tonight, you'll be in time to ask Kofi Annan a question in the morning.
And if you don't have access to your emails, make sure in the auditorium just in case your name gets called. Finally, enjoy the dinner that the BMA have generously organised this evening, but then do get some rest. It's going to be a crazy busy summit, very long days ahead of you, and you'll want to make the most of it. So don't forget, tonight is just the beginning.
And now to close off this wonderful ceremony, and we will see you tomorrow, would you please welcome back Aung San Suu Kyi.
สังเกตนะคะว่างานนี้เป็นงานใหญ่มากเลยค่ะที่ เราได้เห็นว่าผู้นำต่างๆได้ขึ้นมาบนเวทีเพื่อที่จะกล่าวนะคะจากแรกนะคะก็เห็นว่าทางโคฟีอานันต์อดีตเลขาธิการสหประชาชาติก็พูดถึง climate change หรือความเปลี่ยนแปลงของสภาพภูมิอากาศค่ะเขาบอกว่าในโอกาสนี้ทางเยาวชนในประเทศไทยรวมไปด้วยกับทั่วโลกสามารถที่จะมีความสร้างสรรค์ในการแก้ไขเรื่องนี้ได้เพราะว่าเดี๋ยวเดือนหน้าก็จะมีประชุมระดับโลกในภูมิภาคยุโรปค่ะระดับต่อไปนะคะก็ศาสตราจารย์ดรโมฮัมเหม็ดยูนิสซึ่งเป็นเจ้าของรางวัลโนเบลในสาขาสันติภาพในปี 2549 นะคะทางโมฮัมเหม็ดก็บอกว่าเขาอิจฉาพวกเยาวชนหลากหลายที่นี่นะคะเพราะว่าความจริงแล้วที่นี่เจเนอเรชันนี้มีพลังที่จะทำอะไรสักอย่างเพื่อแก้ไขปัญหาในโลกนี้ค่ะและเขาก็ยกตัวอย่างในโปรเจกต์ของเขาในเรื่องของ microfinance ว่าเขาสามารถที่จะสร้างบริษัทที่เป็นสังคมได้ที่ช่วยเหลือคนอื่นได้แทนที่จะเน้นได้กำไรค่ะเขาบอกว่านี่เจ๋งมากเลยนะคะมนุษย์เราเกิดขึ้นเพื่อที่จะทำงานให้คนอื่นแต่เพื่อที่จะสร้างอะไรสักอย่างเพื่อให้ตอบแทนโลกค่ะและต่อไปนะคะก็เซอร์บ๊อบเกลดอฟนะคะนักร้องอังกฤษที่ดังในเรื่องของการกุศลนะคะก็ความจริงแล้วเขาก็ซีเรียสเหมือนกันนะคะในการขึ้นบนเวทีที่บอกว่าเราอาจจะมีการแสดงหลากหลายเราอาจจะมีบรรยากาศสุขสนานแต่ความจริงแล้วเรื่องนี้ในเรื่องของการก่อการร้ายหรือว่าเรื่องของ climate change เป็นเรื่องสำคัญที่เยาวชนอย่าลืมว่าเป็นเป้าหมายหลักของงานวันยังเวิลด์ในปีนี้ค่ะ
ค่ะซึ่งหลังจากที่พิธีเปิดได้เสร็จสิ้นลงแล้วนะคะก็จะเป็นพิธีงานเลี้ยงต้อนรับค่ะโดยที่เหล่าผู้นำคนรุ่นใหม่จะรับประทานอาหารเย็นที่บริเวณสวนหลวงแห่งสนามหลวงแห่งนี้นะคะในขณะที่ VIP และวิทยากรจะไปรับประทานอาหารเย็นที่วังสวนผักกาดค่ะนอกจากนี้ค่ะในวันพรุ่งนี้นะคะการประชุมของวันยังเวิลด์จะเริ่มต้นขึ้นเวลา 8:15 นาทีที่บางกอกคอนเวนชั่นเซ็นเตอร์เซ็นทรัลเวิลด์ค่ะและทางดาว Chinese Seeds ก็จะติดตามตลอดทุก3วันที่จะมาค่ะสำหรับวันนี้ขอบคุณสำหรับการติดตามนะคะสวัสดีค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ